All right, Sean, we took a poll about a year and a half ago. Polled about 1,000 golfers, did it online. And we were asking, one of the questions we asked in the poll was the number one shot that gives you trouble out on the golf course when you're playing. And the results were very surprising to us because we both guessed wrong on what the number one issue would be.
Yeah, I figured it'd be maybe over this top slice, and it wasn't.
Exactly right. So that's what today's video is all going to be about. It's how to teach you how to get rid of the number one bad shot in golf. So right off the bat, what is it?
Bad shot.
It's hitting this big old ball that we're standing on before this little ball, right? And it's the one shot that you can't game plan for.
No,
if you hit a banana slice, on most courses, you can aim far enough left
to play it,
to let that thing come into play. If you have a 120-yard shot over a pond and you hit it fat, you can't game plan. Nobody's going to pull a 4-iron out expecting to hit 4-iron fat to clear 120 yards, right? It ruin your game. You'll make you want to break your clubs.
Ruin your life.
Go home and kick the dog, right?
Yell
it's
at
a
your
nasty
wife.
shot.
Not
Exactly
good.
right. And it's infuriating because we see that with beginners, we see it with mid-handicappers, and we certainly see it with good players.
Absolutely.
It's just the lesser skilled players do it more often, but it's still that one shot around. If you just lay the sod on a shot or catch it 10 yards heavy, that could be the difference of shooting a good score and shooting a really bad score.
Yeah.
Because you're going to most likely have to kind of do it again because it's going to come up way short.
The problem is most people don't. The problem is they don't know what they're doing wrong.
Yes.
So they don't know how to fix it when they go practice.
That's exactly right.
And today we're going to talk about a couple of the main reasons why you start seeing it.
Right.
And then we're going to give you a drill at the end that you can finally clean it up once and for all.
That's exactly right. So the first issue that we see a lot with golfers who have a tendency to hit it fat, and again, this covers all skill ranges. This isn't a beginner problem, it's a golf problem.
Yeah.
Is open club face.
Absolutely. So what Mike means by that is, let's say you get to the top of the swing and you start down and this club face is severely open.
Let's even rewind it.
And it could happen anywhere.
Let's even rewind it to grip. What did Harvey Penick say?
Yeah, if you have a bad grip, you don't want a good swing.
That's right. Let that sink in for a second. If you have a bad grip, you do not want a good swing because it's going to be a bad outcome.
And we have this members forum on Facebook for AMG All Access where people post swings, and a lot of times now I'm starting to say, hey, send me a picture of your grip.
Yeah.
Because if the grip is wrong, I know it doesn't seem like it can cause a fat shot, but you got to remember there's a domino effect.
That's
here.
right.
So if I have a bad grip in the palm and then I don't have it in the fingers like we've talked about in other videos, if I have it in the palm, the tendency is to roll the face open.
Right.
Okay? When it's open at the top and it's open starting down. The problem with that is you can't play good golf from here, so the golfer instinctively knows to start casting and scooping, right?
Yeah, they've got to get the face around.
They got to get the face squared up to play golf somewhere because the face determines the start line.
That's right.
So they get sick of hitting it that away to the right, so they're going to start scooping. If they don't dive enough at it and match up that scoop, a lot of these guys have this super lunge. They scoop and time it just right, they might hit it, but if they don't dive enough,
right.
And we see it over and over.
That's exaggerated.
Yeah.
But we see this with good players. We just did a clinic yesterday, and I think the first guy that we did in the live lesson part of it had some of that back. His hands were at impact off of this rear thigh. Again, decent player, could shoot good scores when he timed it well.
Yeah.
But this is one of those cases that you always like to talk about. Like you may go 70 one day, 85 the next day with the same golf swing.
Exactly.
Because you may have 4 more of these fat shots because you didn't time it perfectly.
You're having to do so much work down here at the bottom to flip it just at the right time. Not only that, match up a perfect slide with the body so you don't hit it fat. It just makes playing consistent golf too difficult.
That's exactly right.
So, again, what we said, first things first, right?
Yep.
Always first things first, the grip. Make sure it's in the fingers and rotated on top so it's a little stronger.
We've got a number of good grip videos here on our YouTube channel, so you definitely want to check those out if you think grip could be an issue.
Yeah.
Which we would recommend you make sure it's not by checking out those videos. So yeah, absolutely start with grip first.
So grip, as you work back, through the swing, we know one great checkpoint here, just kind of level to the ground.
Yep.
Right? Make sure the toe is slightly toward the ground.
And by level to the ground, he means if there's a a laser pointer.
Yeah.
Go ahead, put that back up here, sticking out of the club. We'd want that laser to be pretty level with the ground. We don't want super shut down, and we certainly don't want any part of this pointing up past level.
Absolutely. And then at the top of the swing, just make sure it basically matches your left forearm.
Right.
Just bread and butter. We like vanilla swings, right? So from there, you've got a pretty good chance if you do next.
Show them what open would look like,
good
so
point.
if they look at their swing.
If you take it to the top and you see this club face pointed down and it doesn't match your left arm, that would be open.
It's more toe down, and we've seen golfers do that. You cupped your wrist to do that, but we've seen golfers with a flat wrist
Absolutely.
that get it toe down to the top.
Absolutely. So that's the kiss of death. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of guys are going to hit it fat from there because they have to start casting and
Yep.
scooping. Two shot would be this way. Probably not a huge issue for you if you're hitting a lot of scoopy fat shots.
Right.
So let's just say get it square at the top, and then Mike, what's the next piece they need to get right? If they've got things pretty well organized, what do they need to do from here to get the club on the ball without hitting it fat? Because this is the second part of it.
We talk about this a lot. It's where you position your upper center of mass over your lower center of mass. And we see a ton of golfers, again, all skill ranges, they position this upper center mass too far behind, too early of their lower center of mass. That's moving your low point too far behind the golf ball.
Yeah, so what Mike is saying there at setup, they're even over here.
Excuse me.
They're even over here at setup, right?
Yes.
More at the top, right?
Yep.
And
Oh yeah.
let's say they have a square club face, they're still behind it, and again, the low point's so far back, unless they contort themselves.
The better players can find ways to really shove the handle forward, but we see really steep angle of attacks for those guys, typically.
Yeah,
So either way, you're going to be forced to make a compensation you don't really need to do.
absolutely. So once you get it square at the top, you're going to have a little bit of forward shift with the body, right?
Yes.
I made the point before that if you're wide open, a lot of times you shift too far forward. Some of that is okay, right?
We want a few inches in front of where you started at address.
So this is where I started. I'm going to go a little bit more to the left.
Yes.
So I feel I've got pressure on this left thigh. Right from there, if the face is pretty much square from there, meaning the toe pretty much straight up and down,
Right.
I've got a great chance to deliver this ball with some shaft lean and not hit it fat.
If you've ever heard the term covering the golf ball, that's what we're showing. So we're getting this center of mass on top of that center of mass, basically on top or just slightly in front of the golf ball. Actually, with the best players in the world, they get everything in front of the golf ball. So by impact, it falls right on top of the golf ball.
Exactly. So we don't want to exaggerate it back with the torso. We definitely don't want to exaggerate it in front with the torso, because then that causes us to make some drastic motion with the club, causing fat shots.
Yep.
Right.
And the little plumb bob is a great way to do this. You just kind of go up. It should move a little bit to the right. Down, it should be a little bit forward. And then by the time you get the ball, I got an obstacle in front of my plumb bob, but it should be back right on top of the golf.
Exactly right. So that gives you the kind of the feeling and the reasons why the fat shot can happen, right? So let's come back here and give them a drill to do on the range that they can
Yes.
work on and kind of eliminate this from their game once and for all, because it is a debilitating issue.
You can't have this conversation without thinking about your last fat shot.
Did it with my brother, he's still laughing at me.
That's exactly right. We'll see you in just a second. All right, so the first thing we're going to address, the first drill we're going to use to address the open club face is we're going to give you the exact opposite.
Yeah, the super duper shut club
Super
face.
duper shut face. So what we want to see there is,
We call it 45 shot, right?
yep, take your normal grip, right? I'll use the camera here as this normal leading edge straight up and down. And I want you to rotate it about 45 degrees with your normal grip on the club. So none of this like here, and then just try to rotate the hands. You got to let the club rotate inside your normal grip. Now, what you're going to do from here is not let this ball go left if you're a right-hander. So no hooks from this closed face.
Yeah, so instinctively, I mean, you get some drastic looking changes in impact for the better with this
We do this
drill.
all the time in lessons. You'll have a
Blows
guy
people
who's
away.
only ever impacted the ball with the hands on the back foot, all of a sudden had the hands on the front foot, doing nothing else other than trying not to let this ball go left.
If you guys have been back here hitting, this is like life-changing type
Yes.
drill here. So 45 shot, set up to the ball with the face closed, right?
Yep.
It's going to look close to you. And then what you're going to do, kind of preset impact a little bit,
Yep.
take the club back and try to drive the ball out to right field. So it would look like it's dead closed, you can see that. Weight on the left foot.
Don't hit this one.
Okay.
Let's have you do it this way.
Okay.
We're okay with the guys.
Okay,
I'll
good.
switch sides with you.
We're on a driving range
So I
here.
want
We're
them to
trying
see
not
this from the
kill
face on, yeah.
Trying not to kill anybody.
Again, like we do, we're just going to chip this out there.
I'm trying to drive it out to right field though, so the ball won't go left on me. And if I do that, I'm going to mimic that a couple times. You can see how I can't hang back and do it, right?
He's got zero incentive to flip the face
Yeah.
now because that face is overly square.
And I've got no incentive to hang back
Right.
because then I can't keep it out to right field, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to set up to it here, forward, drive it out to right field. And you can see when I did that, I'm going to have more shaft lean than I even want, and it's almost impossible to hit it fat.
That's right, because it's kind of a twofer here. You're not going to have shaft lean if you have an open face
You can't.
because the ball goes right of right.
You can try.
You can try it. People
not
try it every
fun.
day.
It's not
you're
fun.
not going to be playable.
Yeah.
So this is going to give you a number of things that you're actually doing. We're doing it for fat shots, but you're going to start to feel what it's like to have a club face in position to lean it. All right, so compression's going to go up. More solid strikes are going to go up just from doing this one drill. It's a great little drill. And for the record, that ball had zero curve on it.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty good drill to hit these little chippy shots. You can build speed with this. Just give yourself enough room because you're going to miss some left. So make sure you've got nothing left of you because these will hook some until you get the hang of how to do it. Now, for our hang back part of this drill, we're going to take our golf towel, let you put that just behind the ball. And what do you like to start with here?
About 1 foot back.
About a 1 foot back. So you just put your foot down right there. So we're just going to use, we love using visuals for these things. So he's got a visual. Like you can let this be whatever. It's not going to hurt him if he nips it. But you're going to really be encouraged now to start controlling where this is. You want this really far away from that.
Yeah, so let's say you've got the face kind of ironed out. You could combine these drills too.
100%.
But let's say you've got the face ironed out, so your grip instinctively probably will get a little stronger because you like how that strong face feels, right?
Yep.
So now when you set up to it, instead of the face being closed, just twist your forearm so the face looks good to you.
Yep.
Right? Now again, little weight on the left foot to start with, kind of preset that. Take it back, and you're going to try to feel like you're missing the towel. So there's no way that you would want to move like this.
Yeah.
Now you can even hit full shots like this, but when you do, try not to move your upper center. You've got two centers, the upper and the lower, right? Try not to move the upper center too far back because you're going to be here.
That's right.
So I'll do a little tiny one here. Stand over here, and I'll just start from normal address.
Okay.
The progression is to start from impact
Small and let it grow.
and chip it, and then I'm going to just do a slow motion. This is how slow I want you guys to do this. And just chip it out there.
Yep.
Okay. You
Nowhere
don't need
near
to
the
hit it
towel.
hard. You don't need to hit it hard. Just make sure you feel like you brush the ground on the way through. Feel like you missed the towel. Now, if you do hit the towel, that's actually a good thing. I know it sounds weird, but the brain learns when it makes mistakes.
That's right.
Because now you have feedback. And we say it all the time. With no feedback, you're just exercising out here. You got no idea what you're doing wrong.
Don't start with this towel an inch behind the ball,
No.
right? Because you're going to wrap the ball up
This
in the
is
towel.
plenty, really.
Right. And use the 80-20 rule with this. Tell guys all the time, use the 80-20. If you have a problem hanging back, and there are different severities for that issue. Right? There's way hung back, there's hung back just enough to hit it fat.
There's hips hung back. There's upper
Yes.
body hung back.
So start with it a foot, your shoe width away from the towel. If you can miss that 80% of the time, move it half an inch forward. Just creep up on it until you kind of, okay, now that's in my way and I have to change my pattern.
Yeah.
But if your pattern lets you miss this every time and you still hit it fat, it's too far away. So
Right.
creep up on it. Don't start with it way up. Err on the side of it being too far back and let it creep up, and you will see a difference in how you perceive coming into the ball.
And guys, the slower the better.
Yes,
We want to preach
yes.
this to you in every video. Slow movements, right? Or even partial movements, presetting different spots so you can work the club
Yes.
differently. Going out to the range and making full swings, a lot of times, if you're trying to change something, it's a waste of time.
Guys, in our all access membership, they have access, our members have access to posting their swings in our private Facebook group. So we encourage all of our members to post their swings so we can have a look at them, analyze them,
And tell them where to start.
and tell them where to start. And with almost without exception, everyone works on everything way too fast.
Way too fast, and they don't work on things in the correct order.
Right. So we're gonna
They're trying to go to step 5, they ain't even figure out step 1.
Right, but the really good players, like you start talking looking at the pros on down, the really good players will do this drill for hours, slow, There's no one out here in this driving range doing anything slow.
The good players, they just practice differently.
They practice. If you want to be exceptional, by definition, you can't do what everybody else does, right? So go with this slow. Both of these drills, start to combine both of these drills, right? You'll be amazed at how it changes what you're trying to do in this fastest part of the golf swing by going slow, and it'll really start to shape what happens before that as well.
Give it a shot. We know it's going to help you with impact and start hitting your irons more solid. If you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and give us a like, give us a thumbs up. Also, if you have a question about the video or there's a topic you want us to cover in a future video, leave it down in the comments below. We read every single comment and we respond to them, and that's how we create new content for you in the future. Now, if you haven't already, go ahead and click the subscribe button so you know exactly when one of our new videos comes out. If you want more compression on your iron shots, more tour quality, solid iron shots every time you go out to play, we created a free video just for you. In the pinned comment below, you're gonna find a link. Click on the link, gonna be taken to another page. You're gonna enter your name and your email address. Once you do that, you're gonna be taken instantly to the free video training where you're gonna learn our #1 go-to drill to get more compression on your iron shots, which is gonna allow you to hit more greens and have more fun playing the game.
The number 9 hole, it's bent green, so it's been so dry, so they have to pour water on the green. So it's a big slope and it's just soaking wet there. I'm like 10 yards off the green.
You did. What are you into the grain?
Oh yeah, it's just mud.
Into the grain. Oh,
Pins up front, had to get some loft on.